Good morning. It's a bit of a grey and sombre morning this morning in Catalonia, and it seems fitting because today we're going to be talking about mental health. So yesterday was World Mental Health Day, and if you like to commemorate it, I got a pop-up in my Facebook feed from Altura. I'm not mentioning them because I wear their socks. It just popped up, and what this little pop-up said was, it said it's World Mental Health Day, and basically you know what to do: get on your bike and go for a ride. But of course, as so many of us know, it's not as easy as that. Or it is as easy as that, but sometimes getting on the bike is nigh on impossible. Any number of reasons, or no reason at all. Lack of mojo, a feigned or a exaggerated injury. Oh, my knee, back's a bit bad this morning. Got a bit of a headache. So on World Health Day or Awareness Day, whatever it was called, I didn't go for a ride. I planned to, but I didn't go. And for me, the reason was that I've started another diet and I weighed myself, and I'm actually over the maximum recommended weight for my bike, which isn't great. Well, the weight is great. It's not great that I'm over it. But when we start thinking about how we feel, we tend to hide it. We're feeling miserable. We're feeling really miserable. We don't want to call it depression. So what do? We say we've lost our mojo, or I'm feeling a bit low at the most. Do you ever talk to your mates? Do you ever say, hey mate, I'm feeling really low at the moment about the state of the economy? I don't know if it's this situation in Ukraine or whether it's just me feeling pissing miserable. But wow, I'm feeling so low, I'd love someone to talk to. But you're thinking, none of my mates are going to want to listen to this shit. Well, they would, if they're mates. If they don't want to listen to it, they're not mates. The thing is, feeling low about the economy, or any other of those seeming causes, it isn't the cause if you have depression. Depression is an illness, it's a disease, same as any other, as different as any other. What I'd suggest to you is, if you're feeling low, really low, because of the economy, you've got to stop looking at the news. You feeling low about the economy is a symptom, it's not the cause. The cause could be you looking at the news, and it's affecting the disease that you have. So try it, give yourself a week off watching the news. Oh, policeman, hold on. Oops. You saw me filming, might turn around, give me a tug. Anyway, where were we? I've given up watching the news this week. See if it helps. Right, well, we're off the main road and we're climbing into the hills now, so I've got a bit more time to talk to you. So let's talk about the weather. Seasons, really. I've noticed from a lot of the online clubs I'm in, there's a lot of upset that the summer is over and that bib tights are going on. The rain is starting to fall, we're getting grey days, but it's a big concern, and a lot of people almost or entirely give up riding until the spring again. And I've talked a lot about how cycling can help relieve the symptoms of depression. So without your bike, winter can be a pretty bad time. And then of course there's sad seasonal disorder, where literally a lack of sunlight can also depress you. So what's the answer? Well, it's either, I'm afraid, buying a static bike, a turbo trainer. It could be second hand, it could be cheap and naff. As long as you're turning the pedals, you could be watching daytime TV or, I don't know, something to G you up a bit. I know one guy who's connected his smart trainer to Grand Theft Auto game. So he's actually herring around on screen, knocking down pedestrians and getting into all sorts of scrapes on a push bike. It looks fantastic, and that would certainly keep your mind off the ardours of actually cycling, like I'm trying to do with you now, whilst going up this hill of 6% in too big a gear. And this is where charity shops and eBay and Wallapop and other second-hand trading sites are your friend. There's no stigma attached to second-hand goods, and if you just want a cheap turbo trainer, it'd probably be a couple of quid, probably less than a pint of beer now in the UK. I'm not suggesting you go without the beer, just have the beer too. Actually, I am saying don't have the beer. Alcohol is a depressant. First one's great, lowers your inhibitions, makes you feel good. After that, just a depressant. You won't feel it until you're already pissed, staggering home from the pub or staggering upstairs from your couch, and then the following morning, boom. So, big suggestion, try and reduce that a lot. It's the biggest factor for putting on weight because you're drinking late at night. It's sugar. Insulin converts that sugar to fat, nothing else. So if you do drink, have one at lunchtime, then go back to the office and giggle. It's not what I used to do. So I'm mentioning all of these health aspects to do with the rest of your body, but your body is a complex machine, and if you ignore one part of it, the whole can't work properly. So, like any other complex machine, it needs to be lubricated properly. No. It needs to be lubricated with what it consists of, is water. And dehydration is an enormous part of how you feel, of your well-being. And a lot of people ignore it, particularly when it's not quite so hot. But if you ignore your hydration, your body starts to react in all sorts of strange ways. And this also ties in with sleep. A lot of older people struggle getting a good night's sleep because they need to get up in the night to go for a wee. Car behind me, hold on. What the hell's he thinking? Being on my road, I'm doing a video. Where were we? Peeing in the night, I think, wasn't it? Now this one's a bit counterintuitive, and I'm sure a lot of you already know, but your body continues to process waste from your body as you sleep. It slows up, but it continues to do that. And sorry if this is obvious, but the way we get rid of that waste is by peeing it away. Now, if you haven't had a drink since 4 in the afternoon because you're worried about getting up in the night, what you're actually doing is you're increasing the concentration of waste in the wee that you still have inside you. And when the concentration gets sufficient, the body has to get rid of it. So as the concentration goes up because you've drunk less, you will have to get up during the night. It's going to be a very fine balance for you to find where the perfect tipping point is. But there's likely to be one that could actually reduce your number of visits during the night or eliminate them. So do please hydrate yourselves. That's quite a lot a day as well. You're really looking at something like 4 or so litres, getting on for a gallon of liquid, and we're not including tea, coffee or anything alcoholic in that. It's quite a feat. If you just try it, you can get a big 5 litre bottle of water try drinking that in a day, but I guarantee you, maybe 3, 4, 5 days in, you will feel fantastic. It's getting to the top of a nice descent, so I better hurry up. Sleep. Don't ignore sleep. You need to sleep. You need a lot of sleep. You need less as you get older, but you still need it. Try to go to bed earlier. Try not to watch an exciting film or be playing a game just before you try and go to sleep. Read a book. Just the last 20 minutes. Read a book. Do something calming. Have a cup of malted drink or a cocoa. Make it small so it doesn't make you go to the loo. Sleep better, wake up refreshed and ready to drink more water. So you don't want to be watching any of these high octane thrillers just before you try and nod off. So no Taken, no Die Hard, no Lethal Weapons. So the other things that can help with mental health are things that cycling can also help you with, or you can arrange so that cycling helps. One of those is setting goals or targets. Well, that's cycling all over. You can decide you're going to ride your first 30-kilometre ride, your first 50-mile ride, the first ride up this hill that you've always wanted to do. You could set it and try to achieve that. Or it could be something easier, more attainable, which could be getting out once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. You choose, it's your target, but set a goal, something to aim for. So another one is try to do something new, something different. You know, I do that by going out on my adventures. I love to do new routes. It doesn't have to be that, but trying something new, if you're a cyclist, could easily mean going on a train to try a new route, a new trail. The possibilities really are vast. Maybe you go on holiday to Spain. But also try and have fun. You're down having fun. This morning I started having fun on my bike 60 yards from my front door. I just started accelerating and all of a sudden I'm thinking, I'm going so fast. There's so little energy involved and I'm flying along. I was having fun. It lifted my spirits. I was 60 yards from home. But the very last one, the very hardest one, has got nothing to do with cycling. And that is, try to have more positive thoughts about yourself. When you're feeling low, you think, oh, I'm so bad. Everyone hates me. Everyone thinks I'm a failure, whatever. Try and look at that logically. Are you truly the worst at? If the person is walking down a street and they don't look at you and you're thinking they hate me, is it that, or is it that they didn't see you? They're distracted. They had a terrible argument with their loved one this morning. Is it really to do with you, or is it more to do with them? I mean, that's just an example, but you are not the worst at. You are not the least loving, most. Try and look at things logically. You might be not the best, but neither are you the worst. So it's trying to think of yourself in a more positive light. And that you can't really do with cycling. But if you can achieve that, then you're probably going to claw your way out of the depression. I don't like using mental health or lack of mental health. It's depression. We all know it is. But if you can achieve that, along with the other helpers that I've given you today, then maybe you're on your way to a new you. Well, good luck with that. So it's time to put some of my words into action. Until next week, yippee-ki-yay, mother. Of course it fell on the lens.